Hello. All right. So as you can see, I just realized I'm having kind of a bad hair day, so sorry about that. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be working on integrating the React Autocompletely with PayPal. So yeah, thanks for helping me stay focused. So here's what we've got. I need to make this a little bit more flexible so we can use it in other places. And yeah, so this is why React Autocomplete was created. This is the autocomplete that we have right now. It's based on, it was kind of an internal fork of React Autocomplete, and we made some modifications to it. Normally, I would have wanted to contribute back, but this happened kind of before my time. So yeah, the problem is that it's this component is really tied down to where it exists right now. So I'm going to, that's why I created React Autocompletely. Actually in the everywhere in send and request, like all this stuff that you see that doesn't cause a full page refresh, with the exception of the international cross-border transactions, all of that is my team or my two teams that I don't I'm on more of the cross-border side, but anyway, yeah, so like all of this stuff, you might not actually see this same UI, might look a little bit different to you, but this is running Glamorous. This page is what inspired Glamorous. So yeah, it's kind of cool. And then let's see, so this page, this page, this page, this page, this page, and yeah, and that's it. These two are separate, but all of these are part of the core P2P flow. This is the cross-border P2P flow, and these are the two teams, or all of this code is in one repo. And between some of these, we have a couple other autocompletes. So we have, yeah, just like this autocomplete experience, it's pretty cool. But this is like a very similar but totally different, like different code autocomplete from the one that you find here in the cross-border. And then we actually have another one that's newer that I can't show you because it's not, I'm not opted into the experiment for it yet. And so we actually are shipping 3 implementations of autocomplete, and that is a problem. So yeah, that's the idea here, is create autocompletely so that it is flexible enough to handle all of these different use cases that we have, and then we can implement it in several places. And it turns out that React Autocompletely is just as small, if not smaller, than the other solutions that we're using. So yeah, more flexibility, less API surface area, and less code. So that's the appeal of React Autocompletely. Now the real trick is, can we make this work in the context of our app? And so we have a beta version of React Autocompletely that we can use now. And yeah, just hoping that we can make it satisfy the use cases here. So I've got some use cases. I start typing and it autocompletes. This is already using match sorter. So if I do US, that's going to autocomplete to United States. Even though there is no US in here, it's an acronym, and so it matches that, even though there's like US right there and those like are together. So yeah, match sorter is pretty awesome, and we're already using that for this, so we can satisfy that use case because React Autocompletely doesn't actually care about how you filter your results. In fact, it has no idea that you're filtering your items. Just yeah, you just render stuff. It's awesome. So yeah, the ability to have it pop open automatically, that's supported. You hit the escape key, that goes away. Yeah, so that little interaction right there, that's going to actually, I think, be improved. If I just tab away, it opens up, and that shouldn't be doing that. One thing that we're going to add here is the button will be focusable, and I could make that not be the case with a tab index of -1 on the button. That'd probably be fine, because yeah, you hit the down arrow key and you get that toggling behavior. So I'm not sure, we'll see, but you can click it too. Yeah, and then let's see, when you select one, oh well, we're just gonna go on. Yeah. So you select one and it has it pre-populated. It puts the flag right there. The items have all the flags next to them. Yeah, if you don't actually select a new one, that's interesting. So that, to me, that's kind of a bug. Yeah, like if you change it, it looks like it unselects it if you change it, so we can support that with React Autocompletely. I'm not sure if that's what we want to have happen, but that's what happens, and I think that's supported, so we'll make sure we can do that. Yeah, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Also, like this transition, and we can support that because we render how we like, which is pretty slick. So I think what we'll start out with first is just getting the countries into my thing. So if you want to follow along or something, you can go to kcd.im/rac React Autocomplete example, and I'll paste that in the, oh, whoops, my bad. Paste that in the chat there, and you can mess around with it as much as you like. I'm running off of a different one. You can find the URL right there, but I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. And yeah, so let's I already created this countries.js. I'm gonna say export default an array, and I'm gonna get the countries right from here using the React Dev Tools. So this is pretty cool. We'll go here, we'll go to React, connecting to React. We'll go to autocomplete. We have maybe country, here we go, countries there. So I highlight that and then I can do $R, and that gives me the instance of React component that's right there, which is pretty cool. I can get props, countries, and there they are. So I'm gonna copy that. Copy is a thing only available in DevTools. I'll just copy that. And then I'll paste it here and save that, and thank you, prettier. Okay, cool. So I've got my countries. Now I can go back in here and I can, instead of importing Star Wars names, I'm going to import countries from countries. And in dependencies, I'll get rid of Star Wars names. I don't need that. I do want to have all these things. I think I've got the latest of everything I need there. So that's good. Cool. So then we're going to take these countries, and those are going to be my items instead of items here. So I'm going to see advanced filter, countries. There we go. Kind of cheating because I'm basing this off of the original example, but it'll be kind of nice. Let's see, items. Where am I using items? Okay, so unfortunately, Code Sandbox doesn't have a really good way to find something in the file you're at. So this is what I do, and then I hit Command D, and that's like multiple cursors. So yeah, there we go. Countries. Aha. Here I actually accept items. So instead of countries, this will be referred to as items, which is fine. That's great. And we'll save that. Okay, cool. And here, let's just change this to, you know, what does it say in here? Enter or select the country. Enter or select the country with a lowercase s. Okay, neato. And let's see, country selector, just because that's what I'm doing here. Okay, semantic, country selector, there we go. And yeah, let's just do Algeria, ta-da. Okay, cool. So now I need to have the flags, and I'm not actually going to be able to show the flags in the Code Sandbox, which is unfortunate. But if I go in here, I'll choose that, then I can see how I render a flag, and so I'll just render the same thing, and I'll deal with the flag later. So Let's see. So I'm rendering a span that has this class, and here, there's a div here, and that div contains the span, and another div for the arrow. Where is the input? Okay, I don't need you. The input. Oh, I see. Okay, so the div, and then there's the button on the right, and then there's the input, and then that span is what contains the animated items, the menu. So I can do all of that stuff pretty easily here. So we're gonna do on the input, and I've got styling already for this. I'm trying to think, maybe I should just get rid of all this styling and then add it as I need it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, just get rid of all the styling. Get rid of all this styling. And all this, it's now going to look kind of sad and ugly. Yeah, amazing what you can do with a little bit of CSS. Make it not look like that. Okay, so yeah, so here I've got my autocomplete, my get value. For me, here actually let's just do, it looks like I've already got it working. Yeah, so that get value is what is responsible for what gets inserted into the input when you select an item. And it also, I feel like it's used for accessibility, the accessibility messages, which we'll have to deal with eventually because we need to internationalize those. It React Autocompletely comes with, actually, hey, I'll show you. So, oh man, oh cool, I can drag this over here. There we go. Yeah, so, and sometimes it really likes to not listen to the things that I want it to say. What? Okay, that doesn't look like that's working because it should be telling me that there are results. And it's disappointing. It's not working. Okay, let's turn that thing off. Okay, so if I go into here, then we should be seeing, oh my goodness, I'm getting a really choppy experience here. There should be a div, there it is. Oh no, that's not it. Should be a div in the body. I wonder if that's maybe broken or something. So if we look at the implementation though, we go to set status thing. We're looking for div with the ID of that. So document query, or here, just window, got that. Oh, whoops. Just make sure. Whoops. Yeah, it looks like it's not actually getting inserted. So I'll have to debug that later. But yeah, that should be totally accessible. So yeah, I had to look into that later. Okay, cool. So I think I'll just go ahead and start with the CSS stuff. Let's do that country selector thing first. So here we'll do the flag, const flag equals glamorous span, and it's gonna have the country selector. Well, I wonder why it has the country selector thing. It probably doesn't need it. Oh no, it does, because we have this background URL madness going on here. So yeah, I can do that just like this. So here we'll just do, copy this stuff. Then I'm going to use my hacked together solution CSS to JS to make it so I don't have to manually convert all this stuff. There we go. Paste that in, copy that. And instead of this class namey thing, paste that there. And here we can get rid of the units on that because that isn't, inferred. What else do we need? Okay, yeah, so we will need to have something for the background position stuff. So I'm still going to have a country selector thing. Yeah, we'll just do another one. So we'll have dynamic here. Well, or we'll just do country selector. And then we'll have dynamic where the props accept a country code. And then we're just going to return the country code. Yep. That's going to give us back a string that will be added as a class name. Here, oh no, we want it to be country selector dot that. Oh wait, no, that's right. Yeah, it's two separate class names. So that's fine. And then it looks like we're going to have two different flags maybe. We'll just have to see what that looks like. Probably won't be able to see what that actually looks like until we get into the app, but we might have some more dynamic stuff based off of whether it's being rendered in the input or if it's being rendered as one of the items. So, okay, cool. So I think we're good there. Hello there, Gil Christensen. Thanks for the squid thing. Kind of weird looking thing. Okay, cool. So now we have this div that's wrapping our the rest of our stuff. I'm not sure if we need to structure things the same way. So we'll just move on and just see what we need to do later. And then we have our button. And here we have a button already. Yeah, so it just kind of is a matter of getting that styled. I think I want to style the input first, then we can worry about styling the button. So yeah, then we have our input. Here's a really cool thing about React Autocompletely is, and actually I think it's good we're going to have the input first and then the button, which is the way it appears in the DOM, or is the way that it appears on the screen, so that is a good thing. So here's the cool thing about React Autocompletely. I have this input, and this input is nothing special. It's just a glamorous input. It could just be like a regular input. The only reason it's a glamorous input is because I'm going to want to style it with glamorous eventually. But it could just be like a regular input, all the same. Like nothing changes here. And we just use these get input props, and then magic ensues. So we put all of our props inside of this function call, and it applies those props for us, along with composing any like on-click handlers and anything else that it needs to do its job, which is, I think, pretty neat. So yeah, we currently don't need this is open. We might need that for styling a little bit later, but I'll just take it off for now. And yeah, let's get this thing styled. So for our styling stuff, we use this VX library thing. I think it'd probably be wise to continue using the VX library stuff, so I'm gonna just copy this. Here's like showing off a little bit of glamorous too, I guess. But here we want this input to be a VX form control. And here, just to make it so we can visually see what some of this stuff is going to look like, I'm going to copy over some of the styles too. So let's see, style, and let's see, just copy that, and then go back here, get this thing, got all this form control stuff going on, copy all that stuff, Whoa, that is quite large. Is it really that big? Huh. Something must be overriding it or something. I'm not sure. That doesn't look that big here, but is it? Is it really that big? There's something going on here. Okay, get rid of this JavaScript console thing. Huh. Computed. Height. Line height is 24 pixels. Maybe that's what it is. 50 pixel height. Huh. It's weird. 480 by 50. But it's much bigger. See, this is me with CSS. I just don't understand how to do CSS. I don't get it. Okay, so why is it so big? The actual area is 23 pixels tall, and the actual area here is 50 pixels tall, but the height is at 50, and the height here is at 50. So what gives? Why is this not? Oh, is it this border box thing? Box sizing border? This thing that I don't know what it does, but like everybody says this is basically standard procedure here. Yeah, that's what I'm getting in the chat too. Nope. And that apparently wasn't it. Oh, wait. That's inherit border box. Yeah, there we go. See, all of the CSS frameworks I've ever used just kind of includes that by default. So I never really learned what it's for. Now I know, sort of. I don't really understand what's going on, but it works. So there you go. Okay, great. So that fixed it. So it's starting to look a little bit more like what I want it to. A little bit. So there, let's see what else. Yeah, so we have a couple of specific styles we can just apply. Here, we'll put this in my magic doodad thing. If anybody actually, since there are people watching and maybe people interested, if anybody wants to find a good resource on what box sizing is all about and paste it in the chat, that would be cool. Cause yeah, I can't, I don't know. Okay, what did I just paste? Yeah. So we want some CSS to apply to, here we want to save that. Apply to our component here. So that is exactly what we'll do on our input. Okay, something's messed up. What on earth? Okay, gonna save this. And maybe get my stuff going on, right? There we go. Okay. Box sizing border box makes the padding be considered a part of the element's height and width, otherwise it gets added to it. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, it's amazing. I just sort of, I've always had that rule on the page, so I assumed that was just how it works, but that's good to know that that's not actually how it works. You have to specify border box. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, cool. So let's see here. We've got, yeah, width is 100%. Let's go ahead and just make this, here, okay, this is tough. Here, I'm gonna just go this thing, oh, oops, no, preview view really quick. And we'll find out what we need to change to make it wider here. What? Okay, come on, DevTools. This is what I get for streaming. I have to shrink my screen down so you all can see okay. And then I also have to like be streaming, and that slows my computer down. But you know what? It's totally worth it to me because I'm able to focus. So, okay, cool. Yeah, so we've got that country selector doodad. So let's do width is 500. Okay, cool, that looks nice. And then, yeah, so I think our input is done. So let's style up this button a little bit. Take all this magic CSS stuff and we'll bring it over to the button. Yeah, here it is. And let's just see what happens. Haha! It's a good sign. It's starting to look good already. So the right now on live, it's using icon font for that. So it's a span that has a before and content and stuff. And for little drop-down thingies like this, I think that's kind of silly. So this was the first ever. Here, actually, let me go back really quick because I don't want it to be that wide if I'm scrunched down. So we'll do max width. Do width 100%. There we go. So now if I scrunch it down, I can see. Yeah, so this little drop-down SVG, the first SVG I ever made by hand. So that's kind of fun. Great, so we have the button, and we're going to apply, or we applied some of those styles, but they're not quite working. Sometimes Glimmer does this, where it inserts styles in a way that I can't edit them. That's super duper annoying. So I'm going to hit refresh here and see if that fixes the problem. Normally it should only do that when you're in production mode, and it uses a special API that makes it really, really fast. But it also means you can't edit the styles with that API. The browser just won't let you do it. So what is what? Sorry, I didn't understand your question. Yeah, no, this code, it will actually become part of the PayPal repo. I just like developing in Code Sandbox because it's faster. Yeah, I just like doing it that way. Part of the reason it's faster is because we don't use something like Storybook or something like that, and we don't use hot module replacement. Nobody's really set that up. It's kind of confusing. So yeah, like we have to, any change we make, we have to hit full page refresh, and it's a real pain. So I like this, the edit thing. Sorry, I'm not sure what the edit thing is. I'm not sure what you're referring to. If you could be more specific, that would be cool. Okay, cool. So let's just move this over a little bit. So something like that, maybe. Looks close enough, I think. It's a little bit bigger, but we can shrink it down, right? No? I think actually it's the width. Width 14 pixels. Yeah. So we can make the width 14 pixels, and then the right is going to be 38. The top will be 4. Okay. Cool. Everybody remember that. Right is 38, top is 4, width is 14. Okay, now let's go make that happen. So our width on this thing be 14, and the top, or the right is 36, or no, is it 38? Now I can't remember. Oh no, the top is 4. Let's just see what happens. Da-da-da-da. Okay, and I'm not getting a hand icon on that, and I'm not sure why. Cursor, pointer. Buttons normally have cursor pointer. It's weird. There we go. Boom. I'm not sure why it bumps me down like that, but it won't be a problem because I'm gonna have it hidden anyway. Okay, cool. So then I can like click on one of those and boom, like magic. Okay, let's fix this one. This the top is probably still 6 on that one. Top is 4. Top is 2 pixels. Huh. Oh, it's because the padding. Do I really need all that padding? Certainly don't need it on top and bottom. Just padding left is 6 pixels. Padding right is 6 pixels. And then we'll just get rid of the other padding. Yeah, I can do that for both of them. So let's do that. On the button here, padding left is 6, padding right is 6. And honestly, I don't need padding on the right either. I just have this right thing. So yeah, if we do like 42 or something like that, probably 44 to make it exactly what it was. But then the 4 here is going to be different based off of which icon we're showing inside that button. So, well, let's just see what things look like really quick. So if I choose one, let's just make sure things are appearing. Why does it still have padding? Where's that padding coming from? Probably some other rules. Padding top and padding left. What? Okay, let's figure out what that's all about. What's that thing? Oh, I don't need that, probably. Okay, let's find more padding. Aha! There we go. This thing. That explains it. Okay, cool. We'll want to internationalize this. Okay, so now we're too far over on the right, so let's get rid of that. Right, we'll just do back to 38 and just see what happens. Okay, that did not appear to make a difference. Make the line height equal to that of the input. Ah, yeah, that probably will make it better. Let's just do that. So line height is what was the line height? I can't remember. 34 pixels. Then we can do top is 0. And then cool. Good tip. Thank you. Control plus B. Control plus B. What is that? Control B. Control B. What does that do? I don't know what Control B does. Thank you. Yeah, that'll probably make it nice. So let's go back and make that happen. So the input, the line height. Oh, unfortunately, the line height is actually inside of regular CSS, which is a total bummer, because it means I can't use a variable to tie those two things together. So it'll just be like line height, magic number, 44. And that's unitless. We want it to be unit full, so we'll put it in a string. Get rid of the top. And I think we were still too far over on the right, so let's just do that while we're here. And yeah, that's still kind of far on the right, right? You know, a little bit. We'll just bump it over really quick. Do 32, just see what that does. Doesn't appear to be making any difference, which is kind of odd. Ah, yeah, Control B would build in Microsoft product stuff. Okay, cool, so that's interesting. It doesn't appear, right, 2 pixels. Okay, so it does, let's see, at some point it's like, I know design kind of created it to look like this, but I think it looks good like this, 24 pixels. So let's make that happen. It is 24 pixels. You know what I think is kind of cool about this? So I was gonna, you know, the purpose here is to implement React Autocompletely in PayPal. That was like the reason I was making this. But after you kind of scaffold out the way you want your DOM structured and stuff, which I kind of cheated because I used an example. But once you've structured that out, from there on, it's just styling the components that you yourself are rendering. So I don't have to look up docs to find out, oh, what class name applies to this thing that the autocomplete component is rendering for me. Because the autocomplete isn't actually rendering anything for us. It renders 0 things, nothing at all. It just calls your children function and then returns that from its render method, which is pretty sweet. To make some of this stuff work though, it's using these get props functions, and it applies like data attributes to some of our things, like for example the item, get item props. It's going to apply data attributes so that when there's an on-click event inside of our menu, it knows which one we clicked on because it gets the target from which one we clicked on, and stuff like that. So yeah, the biggest reason why we do that is because we can't get a ref. Like if we try to use the ref prop, then that means you can't render anything that is a custom component. Like this item is a custom component. You'd have to render a div if I wanted to get a render the ref prop to work. So I instead apply a data attribute to whatever you render, and you're supposed to forward that on to the DOM node. So you do have a responsibility there, but outside of that, you don't really need to worry about it. So you just forward all the props, and yeah, magic ensues. It's pretty great. So anyway, the cool thing is that most of this time is just spent styling it and hooking up the different pieces so that it's structured the way that we want it to be structured, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so let's see here. Now we want to make the items look good. So we say, you know, so it like highlights and stuff. So, oh, that's interesting. We're not getting any kind of outline around this button. Wonder why that is. Okay, come on. Outline none. Who's doing that? What? Okay. That's annoying. Where did we get that outline none? Oh, from our own thing, because we have a tab index of -1, so that doesn't even need to be there anyway. Okay, cool. So that's not coming from like our VX pattern library. That's good. So we'll just get rid of that on the button outline none. Get rid of that thing. Don't want that. Accessibility, folks. Need things to be accessible. Woo. Okay, neato. Kind of think that it should like span the rest of the input. So we can make that happen. Just make it padding go all the way across. you know what I don't need is I don't need the sidebar anymore. Okay. Select this thing, and we'll make the right 0. Nope, not 0. It's got to be something. 10 pixels. Come on, show me the outline. Do 10 pixels. And the padding right is going to position it where we want it to be, like 10 more pixels. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so right will be 10 and padding right will be 20, and that way, does it look better that way or does it look worse? It looks like the arrow is off center. But if we were to do padding left of 20 pixels, then it would be in the middle, but it just looks huge. Well, feedback appreciated on that one. Should it be like this, or should we instead just have it be like this sliver thing? Where it's like, oh, I'm just a little sliver thing, like this. So is that okay to not? Okay, I like it better the other way, but feedback appreciated if anybody disagrees. So our right is going to be 10, and our padding will be 0 and 20 pixels. There we go. That looks off. That's weird. I guess the nice thing about doing it this way too is that it makes it so there's more area to click on. Maybe that's a good thing. Huh, that's weird. I wonder why it doesn't reach the whole thing. Oh, 50 will be the line height. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm not totally clear on the suggestions that I'm getting in the chat, but I think one person is saying they like it better the way that it was before, and another person saying do 10 pixels instead of 20 pixels. If I do 10 pixels, then the arrow is too far over on the edge. So I'm not going to do 10 pixels. Definitely want to do 20. And I think that I like having it fill the whole space rather than just like having a little sliver of input left on the right side. I want it to fill the whole thing. And I could have the padding left not be anything, but then I think it looks kind of funny too. So I think I kind of like it. It's also quite big, so you can't miss it, which is good, I think. So yeah, somebody can really quickly click on that. So I think that's a good thing. So that's what we're gonna stick with that. Hopefully I don't offend anybody in my decision. Okay, cool. So the next thing we want to look at is when we render the items. So let's go ahead and do the animation first. Boom. Ah, rats. See, the way that it worked before is you'd click on the arrow, and then if you blur on the arrow, then it goes away. I'm not sure I like that. Certainly don't like it right now when I want to be able to debug. It's super annoying. Yeah, let me see if I can find the code for this, just so I don't have to do it all over again. I'll just bring it over. Uses this React CSS transition group. So we'll bring that in here. And this was actually built into our solution. So there's that. Yeah, we'll just stick it inside the menu component, I guess. Let's see, yeah, and then that will go here. This will go here. And let prettier make it nice. Okay, so the React CSS transition group thing is coming from React add-ons CSS transition group. So let's bring that in. Dependencies. Have I mentioned how much I love Code Sandbox? Oh, it's just so nice. Okay, transition name, fold X. I'm not sure where that thing's coming from. Is that something from, yeah, it's coming from our animations stuff. So how do we find that? It's in, let's see. There it is. Sweet. Fold X. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not going to have to write all that stuff. Okay, so we'll go into our index.html. We'll just stick this in here. And when I pull it into my own, or into my actual project, all that stuff will just be right there. So that's kind of nice. Oh, the joys of CSS generated from less. Okay, cool. So now nothing happens naturally. Something's broken. Let's find out what's going on here. Okay, not defined. Ah, yes, naturally we need to import it. So I'm just gonna save me some time and copy paste something. Okay, right there. And wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Let's see what's going on. Should have a key prop. Let's see, what of these things does not have a key prop that should? That has a key prop. Oh, you know what? I think I need to swap these. The menu needs to go inside of this. And yeah, I think that's probably what we need. I don't think that'll solve the key problem. Oh, apparently it did. Oh, that's got all messed up. I'm gonna just tangent off really quick and see what's going on there. It's just somehow kind of low due to the SVG, I guess. So this one, we need it to have a okay, how am I gonna reposition this thing? Padding bottom 2 pixels. There we go. Just add some padding bottom to the SVG. Just get that taken care of really quick. So in the case of the X icon, say padding, or let's see. What was it for? Something like that. So select one. It looks great. Boom. That one also feels like it's a little bit on the low side. Okay, I've got this cool tool called Euclid. Not sure where I got this. I think it's on the App Store. But I can click and hold, and that'll tell me the pixels from one side to the other. It's 47-ish. And from the bottom, it's 30-something. So yeah, it is closer to the bottom than the top. And even if it's flipped around, that's even closer. Yeah. So we're gonna put some padding on that one too. Padding bottom 4. Too much padding. Not 4 for that one. We'll do just 2. There we go. That looks better. Beauty. Okay. Cool. So let's figure out why that transition doodad is not working. So we've got CSS transition. I'm just gonna review sort of what. Yeah, transition group fold X. We've got the fold X transition, right? Unless I'm confused and don't know how animations work. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of comments. Sorry. Oh yeah, thanks Pixel Hero. I just agreed with you, or I did what you said. Yay. Why am I not using Flexbox to vertically center? It's a good thought. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because I don't think Flexbox would work in this case, because here we're positioning, like we've got a div that we have the input and the buttons inside, but I need the button to be overlaid on top of the input, just because the way that the design is. And so I don't think that's really possible with Flexbox. So that's kind of why. I guess I suppose I could have Flexbox on the controller button and then center that way, but I'm not sure if that would be any cleaner, honestly. I don't know. Oh, okay, cool. So let's figure out why this transition thing isn't working. So on this one, if we watch the things as they're happening, see that span thing opens up, but I can't see it. Are we using CSS Grid at PayPal? I actually had a story to investigate it, but I never got around to it. Too many other things that I had to do. So no, we're not using CSS Grid. It's a little bit tricky because we have to support Internet Explorer 10 is the oldest we have to support, which is kind of nice, but because we get to use Flexbox in some places. But yeah, we're not. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, okay. I think we're just gonna leave the icon as it is. I think it's not too confusing how it looks, and it's all isolated in this file anyway, so it's not gonna cause like a maintenance issue for anybody, I think. So now I'm just trying to figure out why this transition thing isn't working. One other thing I just want to do really quick is I'm gonna change this width to be 90. Because when I open this, I want to have some space on the side. Boy, my computer is like freaking out. Maybe it's because I have my editors open and Slack open. I should close Slack. There we go. That'll make it a little bit nicer. Yeah, okay, so let's figure out what's going on here. So I'm pretty sure that closing Slack just like really sped things up a lot. It's kind of funny. Okay, hold on a second. What just happened? I guess I don't need it to be. Yeah, right can be 0. That's what I thought it would be. Oh wait, what? Oh shoot, it's because the width I set to be 90% and that thing's, I don't know how to do JavaScript or CSS, like what's wrong? So wait, don't we have this being relative? Like this should, here we'll do max width is 90% on this one. And we'll do width of 100. Maybe. Why is it appears that this is, what is going on? Margin auto. There. Let's do that really quick. Okay. This is relative. So everything inside of here should be relative to that. Oh, because I didn't do right is 0. Wait a second. And then I close this thing. Yeah, okay, good. Cool. Okay, so let's fix that. We'll do right is yeah, unset. So 0. Max width is 90 and margin auto. What just happened? Oh my goodness. Because I set this to 100% of the width. Aha. But this should be, and then this should, what? Oh yeah, I do need to be explicit, yeah, because the default is not 0 on right, duh. Sometimes I wonder why they pay me to do this job. Because I have so much fun, even if they weren't paying me, I'd probably still do it just because what else would I do with my time? I don't know. Okay, now let's see if we can get this transition thing to work. Okay, I'm getting sick of this thing bouncing me down like that, so we're gonna apply some max height on this thing. Let's see, what is the max height for this? Oh, I wish I could know, but it goes away. Oh wait, got it. Okay, cool, that's good. So the drop down has these styles in combination with these styles. Wait, that didn't work. My first paste. There we go. Right? No. That's messed up. I think it didn't copy it properly. There we go. And we got overflow twice there. Okay, then we'll come back over here and on our menu, do that. And haha, it's a little bit better. But what is going on here? Let's actually look at what these styles are doing. Max height, border, border top, border radius, overflow Y. It's auto. And position absolute. I don't need it to position absolute. The width is 100%. That should be okay. Which app do I use for clipboard history? This app, my friend, Alfred, the best. This one. Ba-na-na-na. Here, where's the about general thing? Alfred, it's great. Go get Alfred. It's awesome. And I don't think that you get it if you don't pay for it. So you have to pay for it, but then you get this clipboard history thing, and it's great. Highly recommended. You found this live stream due to a tweet about my npm package stealing users' environment variables. No. Let's clear that up really quick. It wasn't my npm package. Mine is cross-env. And that is a great package. 1 million downloads a month, which blows my mind. But the package that was causing trouble was cross-env with no hyphen. So somebody was, yeah. It is yeah, it was malicious use package. So kind of sad that people do that, but I'm not sure how you found this live stream that way though. It's kind of interesting. But in any case, cool. So we've got our menu. We'll figure out the styling. While I'm here, I'm just going to grab the styling for the items as well and pull that in for the item. And I guess the items also have things inside of them. They have a flag, and that needs to be position absolute for some reason. We'll see if we really need to do it that way. And yeah, so we'll style that ourselves later. And then for the one that is highlighted, has these styles. So dynamic styles is highlighted. It's highlighted question mark. Otherwise null. Thank you, Prettier. Boy, people say they don't like Prettier. I just don't get them. I don't get them. Prettier just formatted all that nicely. I just load the code with garbage and Prettier makes it better. And the next release of Prettier is going to be like the ultimate, because it's going to actually format stuff like this in a way that's nice. Because right now it's kind of confusing in some of these things. It's like, especially JSX, like some of the way it formats some of the JSX is like, I can't refactor this. It's kind of a mess. Yeah, so Snigget is now hosting me. I don't know what that means, but thanks. Thank you. I feel very welcomed. Okay, cool. So let's look at what we have now. Okay, we need to make that dynamic stuff work, and then we'll figure out what this is. I think it's the margin auto that's happening. So we'll figure that out too. But yeah, let's get this is highlighted thing working. So we go to the item, and we're going to say not active, but is highlighted. Is selected. I don't think in my use case I really need to care. Oh no! Well, it's a good thing you can't see what those characters are. Whew, that could have been bad. Yeah, so I select one of these, and it doesn't style it special when it was the selected one, so I don't really care about is selected. We'll just get rid of that. That doesn't matter. So the only props that matter for get item props here are the value prop or value property and the index property. Yeah, the rest of the properties I like to put inside of this get props function, so that if in the future this get item props needs to compose like an on-click handler or something like that, then it can compose that for us. Otherwise, we override theirs or they override ours, and that's not good. The only exception to this is the key prop, and I only do that because otherwise ESLint is going to yell at me about not putting a key on something that's being iterated over. So, yeah, kind of silly. So, great. Then let's see here. Now if I go like this, yeah, look at that. And fun fact, also built into React Autocompletely, is if you hold down the Shift key and hit down, it's going to skip 5. Yeah, I might not have, or it may not have been a good idea to put that in there, because people are going to have opinions about that. But you know what? I think it's better. So yeah, I as a super user, as like a normal user probably wouldn't care, but super users would love it. So that's something. Cool. So, and you know what else is crazy? Okay, look at this. So every single time I hit the down arrow key, full re-render from autocomplete down. All of that code is being rerun. Like we're mapping over all the countries, and we're like React, and this is dev mode React. And re-render, crazy amount of re-renders. It's just nuts. And this is all running through Glamorous too, and like fast. And granted, I am on a fast machine, but if you're on mobile, you're not going to be doing that anyway. Like here, let's just do performance, CPU throttling. We'll do 10x slowdown, and then we'll go down. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to really simulate it, but like if you're actually on a mobile phone, then you're not going to be hitting the down arrow key. You'll be like swiping, which, can I simulate that with this thing? Click that. There we go, and then swipe. See? Nice and smooth. Nothing wrong with that. Then I click on one. And this, again, 10x slowdown. And it's just remarkable to me that this is all rendering every single time you make any change, and it's still super duper fast. Okay, cool. No throttling, because I got things to do. Great, so let's figure out the slight styling issue here where it's too wide. So actually in my application, I'm not going to want to have 90% width, so I'll just get rid of that thing altogether. And we're gonna do, yeah, I don't know how to write code. What? Why is that not doing what I want it to? Okay, this is gonna be width 100%, right? Why is the input not the full width? It says width of 100%. Ugh. Oh, because it's got a max width. There we go. Okay. So here I'll just change the max width on this thing. We'll do like 450. There we go. Wonderful. And then one other thing, just while we're here, you notice on the bottom left and bottom right corners, border radius changes when it's open and closed. You can see that. So we'll do the same here, and that will be as simple as on the input, we will care about is open, and see, our input has dynamic styles is open question mark, then this, otherwise this, and we want border radius, oh wait, what is border radius, or border bottom left radius, there we go. Is 0, and border bottom right radius is 0. So when it's open, nope, that didn't work. I wonder why that did not work. Oh, rats. Yeah, that's a problem. Because React DevTools inside Code Sandbox doesn't work. I don't know how to make it work, which is disappointing. Okay, so yeah, why isn't it applying my is open prop to the input? Is open here, let's just do This is where things get kind of sad because we're like, well, I don't want to have to do this, but we'll just return this, and then we'll go like this. We'll let prettier format that, and then I'm going to say console.log is open. Is open, false. Is open, true. But it doesn't appear to be applying the styles properly. Maybe it's because I don't know how to write CSS. That could be. Aha! Specificity. See, this is why friends don't let friends use global CSS. Well, fun fact, I have a little plugin in my app at work that makes it so that any specificity or that any rules from Glamorous automatically has ultimate specificity. So I'm not going to worry about that. It's going to be applied. What it does basically is it prefixes all of the selectors with an ID that is randomly generated and applied to the body if one doesn't already exist on the body. And so it's like crazy ultimate specificity. So I'm not going to need to worry about this. Great. But yeah, remember kids, don't use global CSS. Specificity problems are the bane of existence. Technically, I could make this work anyway, but talk about the why behind Glamorous for this project, especially compared to BEM. I'm not going to talk about that, but I can point you to something that you might find interesting where I talk about that. I have a talk. I've actually given this talk twice. This is the most recent one that you will find interesting, so enjoy that one. Okay, cool, because I gotta get some work done. More than just the pit of success. What else matters more than the pit of success? Yeah, to me the pit of success is like really paramount. It's just so nice working with not worrying about conventions. Nobody understands BEM except like a handful of people. I don't understand BEM. I sort of get it, but I just would rather have the computer do stuff for me. So that's a big part of it for me. Anyway, CSS is great. I shouldn't be bad-mouthing it. It's a good thing, but I'm just glad I don't have to do it as much. So cool. Let's go ahead and get this flag thing in here. So if I look at the country data, the country code comes from that thing. So that means that the selected item .country code is going to have the thing that I need. So here, next to the input, I'm going to render the flag, and country code equals selected item .country code. But I only want to do this if the selected item exists. Otherwise, I want to just do nothing there. And yeah, then we'll want to style that a little bit, and I'm probably going to need to style the input to not have, or to have a little bit of padding to make room for that, like we do. But yeah, for now that's probably good. And then we're also going to do something like this down here where we render the item. So we'll just apply the get value there, but we'll also have the flag in front of it. We'll just, well, and we'll just put that in the span for right now. Might do something a little special later. But it's not going to be selected item, it's going to be item. Okay. So we got that span right there, but there's no image because we need the doodad for our country selector. But we see the class name is correct, so we are splendid. And great, things are actually coming together quite nicely. Just need to align it left. Let's get a couple more of the styles here. I feel like thought that I had everything, but maybe not. Oh, I know what it is. It's because in here I have text align center, but I don't want to do text align center. We'll just do that. We'll do glamorous.h2 text align center. Now, why don't I just do inline styles? That's a very good question. I'll just do inline styles. Text align center. Cool. Now it's on the left. Good. And we'll give it a little bit of padding on the left for those 32 pixels. So here's a little tip with Glamorous. So for every single item, we're going to be rendering a Glamorous component. And that's a lot of items. And so this is actually one scenario where it might be good to not use Glamorous components for every single one of these things, and instead use like CSS, like a nested CSS in JS to avoid that problem. So what we're going to do is we'll say div here instead of item, and this is going to be we'll say class name is item country, or here actually we'll say do item root class name. We'll give that a variable. The flag flag we'll just leave as is. That'll probably be, yeah, that'll be fine. But then the span here, we'll give this the class name of here, make it a variable, item name class name, or item value class name. Okay, and we'll make those country autocomplete item value item root class name. I think that's what I called it, country autocomplete root. And then oh, this actually makes it a little bit tougher because this is highlighted thing. It's dynamic, so we will, this is like a little bit of a pre-optimization, but that's okay. This will be fine. So we're gonna say just do this, join filter. So if it is highlighted, say item highlighted class name. What I should do is use class names, because then I don't have to worry about all that logic. Class names is cool. So we'll just, and I'm using it in my project already, so I'm not concerned about adding more package size to my project. So we'll just do that. Import class names. How do they do it in their docs? Yeah, capital N. Okay, so then here, and it's like, yeah, okay, object. So we want the root class name, and then we want the highlighted class name. in that case. Right? Is there something wrong with that? Why is it all red and stuff? Oh, because I didn't close my object. There we go. Okay, item highlighted class name, country, autocomplete, item highlighted. Okay, honestly, it doesn't matter what it is. I just make it a variable and then I reference it, and we're good. Okay, so that means inside of my menu, I'm going to reference these. So item highlighted class name will be this thing. Who needs to format stuff? We'll do that later. Value class name. And we'll style that later. Actually, I think it was just like padding left is 32. And then the root class name, put that down there. We'll put this right here. Then we can get rid of the item. And we're gonna actually just pull all these down, put them closer to the menu where they are relevant. Okay, save that, let it format. Let's just make sure I made this a div. Very good. Okay, well, things changed, that's for sure. Left the animation behind. Did I leave an animation thing behind? Oh. Sorry, I'm gonna stand up and stretch. Could you clarify something? I feel like you're probably right. I missed something in that refactor. Be good to figure out what that was. Here, I'll just undo. Oh, I can't undo. What? That's disappointing. Okay. This is one drawback, I guess, of using Code Sandbox, is it doesn't have all the features of a real editor, but you know what? I'm fine with that. This is pretty swell as it is. Okay. You forgot to complete the menu open and oh yeah. Yep, I still have some more to do because yeah, it's not animating. I'm not sure what's going on. But let's figure out why it's not highlighting when I want it to highlight. Okay, no, styles. Yeah, why are these styles not being applied? Also confused by this. Okay. Well, the CSS, the class names are definitely being applied, but the styles for these class names are, oh, I know. Silly me. This needs to be and space, or, well, we can do and space, or we just do the dot. So that's what we'll do, and that needs to be interpolated. Pretty sure that'll work. Okay, I think that will work. Nope, maybe we need the ampersand after all. So again, this is just an optimization. Normally you don't need to do stuff like this, but there we go. And we want these also to have a cursor pointer. Oh, interesting. I think I actually am overriding that somewhere. Cursor default, no. There we go. Ha ha ha. Why do you prefer using Code Sandbox instead of Atom or VS Code? Or do you just use it for the live stream? Yeah, so kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but I prefer Code Sandbox because the quick iteration capabilities, I can just go boom, boom. And on a bigger screen, it's like much easier because I can just do this. And I still have room for my DevTools. But when I'm streaming, I can't do that because I don't have space. Yeah, so in our app, whenever we make a change and save the file, we don't have hot module replacement set up, and we don't have like something like Storybook set up, and so we have to refresh the page, and we have a lot of things that we're doing that make that take like way too long, and so that is why it is sad that I can't just develop it right in my app, but oh well, it is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of the answer there. Now that's interesting. When I click in here, why is it going to the very end? Should be going to the end of the line there. Okay, anyway, I'll just not worry about that right now. We'll find it later. I am noticing a console.log somewhere. Huh. Console? I'm not sure where that console log is coming from. Let's just refresh this and see if that console log goes away. Unknown prop is highlighted on div tag. Where's that is highlighted thing? Get rid of that thing. We don't need it anymore. Boom. That's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure that we're styling the flag properly for where it's going. Yep, exactly. I use it to develop components in isolation. That is a good way to say that. Okay, so here, our flag has a height and width that we probably want, and the border we want, and the border radius. I thought I brought all those things over already though. Yeah, height, width, yep, has all that stuff. Yeah, so when I actually get the flags in, then I can finish styling those. So I think we're good there, but not when we actually select one. The flag is being rendered in a place we don't want it. So let's fix that. So for this one, we want position relative and left 0. Oh, wait, no, not relative, absolute. There we go. Hey, look, it's a circle. And top is, or here, let's do that line height trick again. Line height is 50 pixels. Rats. That didn't work. That's too bad. Okay, so we'll do top is so around, there's good, 15 pixels. I don't like doing odd numbers though. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And then left will be like 10 pixels. Let's see when I select one of these. Let's just see what they're doing over here. I actually built this, so let's see what I'm doing. We'll just copy these styles. Who am I kidding? Who needs to author things when they've authored them before? Okay, so on the flag, for the, let's see. I'm gonna actually make a selected flag, glamorous flag. So that's, I want all the same styles you had for the flag, and in addition to those, I also want these. And then I select one of these, and poof, there's the little circle. Now I also need the padding left. I thought that I had that though on the input. Oh, right, it's the specificity thing all over again. Right, where is that? Yep, padding left. Important. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. So I think that I'm pretty much got it. Wow, this went a lot faster than I oh, you know what I don't have support for right now is errors, but I don't need errors for the country selector, but I will need error handling for the recipient selector. So I'll do that later. But yeah, there's one other thing that I do need. Couldn't you just pull down your McGeek? I don't know what you mean. You'll need to be a little bit more explicit. Yeah, so I do need to get this animation stuff working. Also, well, yeah, that bouncing back and forth is not actually going to happen. Specificity stuff will be resolved. Okay, so why is this transition thing not working? That is the question. I think I know. Let me see really quick, just review something. Yes, okay, I know what's going on. We are not rendering the CSS transition thing until it is open. We actually want to render it even whether it's open or not. So we're going to take this out. I'm going to put this here, and we'll take this out and put it here. I think that'll do it. Ha! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Let's refresh, just make sure we don't have any weird things going on, but yeah. Boom, 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 boom. And then I can plug this thing in. And, oh yeah, I'm getting a keys prop warning. I'm not sure where that could be, but it seems to have appeared here. So I wonder what would happen if I just put key foo. That would solve the problem. Yep, it does. So something weird that the transition thing does probably. I don't know. Let me see, what am I doing here? Render menu. Yeah. Okay, well, cool. Goody. Japan. Yeah, we'll get that specificity thing worked out. Close that. Yeah, this is great. Okay, cool. So I think that we're doing pretty well here. Just trying to think if there was anything else that I needed. That's a really nice touch. So this is actually styled components right here, is what the Code Sandbox uses. And the Babel plugin that they have adds the file name as a prefix to the display name as a prefix to the hash in the class name. And then they like compose other classes together and stuff. I'm not sure how they maintain determinism with their styles by combining those two, but in any case, Glamorous will only give you the display name if you're using the Babel plugin. It doesn't currently give you the file name. So if anybody wants to implement that, go look up how Styled Components is doing that, and borrow some ideas there and implement that. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, it's the Babel plugin display name. And so we just update it so that the display name includes the file name, which I think is actually what they're doing. This is the display name. In fact, if I were to go to React here, yeah, so here we have the display name is actually the file name and the whatever variable you assigned to the styled component. So we just need to add the file name. I think that would be pretty handy. Okie dokie. So let's see. I think I'm kind of good. I guess I'll show you all what it's like developing in PayPal codebase. This is a little bit of a wart here, but oh yeah, so yeah, I can explain how I'll fix the specificity issue. Yeah, I'll show you how things work in the code base in which I work. There's nothing you're going to see that you don't need, or like I need to worry about hiding from you or anything. So cool, let's go ahead and pull out this stuff. Yeah, we'll just pull this all out. I'm gonna make in this two country, we're gonna make a new file called new country.js. And before we're all done, I'll get rid of this. Oh boy. I am not entirely proud of the way that things are structured. So don't look too closely. If you want a good structure, I'll show you a great way to structure your stuff. We'll go to, I don't have a bookmark, I think. I just look for it every time. It's just Ryan Florence folder structure from our good friend Ryan Florence. Always has great ideas. But yeah, this is a good folder structure. I like this folder structure quite a lot. Except instead of Webpack's modules directories, well, yeah, that's probably still relevant. But there's also a Babel plugin, module alias or something like that. But yeah, this was way back in 2015 when I saw this, and I was doing Angular and wanted to make this work nicely. But yeah, this has been a while, but this is such a good thing. So don't look at our structure. I'm a little embarrassed by it. It's not the best, not the cleanest at all. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna open up my PayPal profile browser thing, pull this over here, and we're using, well, here, I'm gonna wait before I start the server. Let's just clean some stuff up here. Export default country selector. Instead of items, well, let's see. How does the country selector get some props here? Has max items. Let's find to country index. No. There we go. So we use it in the recipient and in app. Okay, let's find out those usages here really quick. Calculator app.js. And yeah, I'm starting to think about this now, and I'm pretty sure we'd be safe to just show you everything that we have in our code base, but I haven't actually cleared this with anybody. It would probably be like if I were to open a file that had some config in it or something. I don't know. I'm mostly just showing you like the front end stuff anyway, but it'd probably be better to not do something wrong and get in trouble big time. So I'm not going to show you the final integration stuff, but hopefully in the next couple weeks you can pull up PayPal, my account, transfer FX fees, and you'll see the autocomplete, and you'll know that it's the new thing. You'll know when this isn't down like that is off center. So yeah, when that is different, then you'll know it's the new autocomplete. Sorry, I just don't feel like it would probably be a good thing for me to show you everything. So anyway, thanks for watching. You really motivated me to get some progress in on this. If you want to, you can like hack around at this thing, just for funsies. You can find it there. And yeah, go use React Autocompletely. I think it's pretty great, and I hope that you enjoy. Yeah, I'll see you all around the interwebs. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, no, before I finish, some people say that it's that they're sad that I'm ending and you just barely joined. I am going, like, you will be able to see the final version on my Twitch. Like it'll be immediately available. You can just look at my Twitch videos. And then I am that gets deleted after 2 weeks. And so I'm going to download it and upload it to YouTube. So the whole recording will be available later. So thanks. That was fun. We'll see you all later. Bye.